Today we are going to talk about Strapi, which is Headless CMS. Uh, so today we are going to talk about, we're going to know about what is a CMS and also what is a Headless CMS and why Strapi and what is Strapi. So let's start with getting to know about what is a CMS. So anyone knows about what um, know what that shit. Anyone knows what is a CMS?
Content management system, right?
Yeah. So the CMS stands for Content Management System. So a CMS is a computer software that we use to manage the creations and modifications of digital content according to Google. So um, although most of us have used CMS in our lives, so if we take a look at one of the most popular CMS platforms, WordPress, Wix, Joomla, Drupal, Squarespace are some of them. Um, so now we know what is a CMS. So what is a headless CMS? Does anyone know about what is a headless CMS?
No.
Yeah, so a headless CMS is a backend only content management system built from the ground up as a content repository that makes content accessible via RESTful APIs or GraphQL APIs to display on any device. So this term headless comes from the concept of chopping the head of the body. So usually we refers to the front end as the head and the back end as the body. So headless means we are not going to depend on the front end. So this headless CMS remains with an interface to manage our content. So we can add our content and manage them, and it gives us a RESTful or GraphQL API to deliver our content whenever you need. So a headless CMS does not care about how and where we are going to display those contents. So it just provides us a repository to store our uh, content and gives us a RESTful or a GraphQL API, and it doesn't care about how we are going to show them. So that's why that's what's the difference between a CMS and a headless CMS. Um, so this is how a headless CMS works. So there's a database and there's an admin interface that where I can uh, structure the content and we can add them, we can update them. So basically we are going to write and read data, and once we are done with the process, we will get a API based on your requirements. You can choose between a RESTful API or a GraphQL API. Then we can read those data, and also we can customize them, of course. uh, oh, so uh, why is Strapi? So Strapi is a leading open source headless CMS, and it's 100% JavaScript, and also it's open source. We love open source. So Strapi is fully open source. So if we take a look at some of the uh, features that we get, no, sorry, yeah, some of the reason to use Strapi. So first one is open source, and yeah, it's open source, so it's the entire code base is available on GitHub, and it's maintained by contributors like us. Um, and the admin panel we get, it is customizable, and we can customize the APIs as well. Um, and we can choose between RESTful or GraphQL when it comes to consuming the APIs. and when we are using those API, it doesn't matter we are going to whether we are using React, Next, Next, Vue, Angular, whatever. It's just going to work because it just gives us a API. And this whole thing can be hosted by ourselves. We can choose Heroku or AWS, whatever. We can deploy this, and everything is documented on the documentation. So we so let's have a quick demo about the Strapi, so we can get the full idea. So from here onwards, I'm going to refer the uh, Strapi documentation, which will be easier than just talking. So once we visit to the documentation, once we go to the installation area, we have a couple of options to install and to get started on Strapi. So today we are going to use CLI. So there's a description and the recommends are there. We need a Node.js and npm, which most of us have already. And so Strapi needs a database. So currently these are the databases that Strapi supports. So SQLite, Postgres, usually we use Postgres or MySQL, but everything is also there. So let's create a new project. So I'm going to use npx. So this is the command to create a blank project, but I'm not going to use this quick start flag, because if I use this quick start flag, it's going to initiate a SQLite database, but I'm not going to use SQLite. I'm going to use MySQL, so I'm not going to start with this quick start command. Let's head over to the terminal. Let's name it chef demo. Let's see. Let's wait. Custom. I'm going to select custom. Let's see. SQL database name. I created a database name called demo. Localhost. Default port. Username will be root. Password.
Is it possible to run it on a Heroku environment?
Yeah, if we take a look at the deployment section, and it's already giving a documentation. See, we have the hosting provider and Heroku is already there.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So that means we can have a Heroku for that one as well, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's the
yeah.
cool part. It's still installing. It's okay. Actually, I forgot to tell why you should use it, right? For example, let's say safe site. So safe site, we usually update the content, right? So for example, we can say the Scholex page. We have to update, we frequently update it. So every time we update, we need a developer to update the content. For example, let's say we have a description and there's a typo. So we need a developer to update that because it's hard coded on the
JSON file.
yeah, a JSON file. So, but if we use a CMS like this, anyone can update it through the admin panel. So the project is in, let me his name
Set demo.
Safe. actually don't need VS Code, but anyway. So yeah, so now let's start the project. Develop successful. Whoa, whoa. Okay, so since it's the first time, I have to create an account for myself. So Shankar, um, content types builder, which we are going to take a look at in a moment. So we have the collections. We have the users collections. There are some getting started videos you can refer to. A cheat sheet and documentation is there. So let's create our first collection. So there's two types, basically a single type and a collection type. Um, so if there are multiple types of that, for example, let's say mentors, mentees, in that case, it will be a collection because there will be multiple objects of that. So I'm going to create a collection. I'm going to give it a display name, mentor. In here, you don't have to say mentors. It will going to add the S anyway because it's a collection. So this will be the display name, the UID, continue. So these are the fields that we can add to this mentor object. So let's add a text saying first, let's say name, and we can choose between a short text or a long text. Since it's just a name, so can go with the short text. And let's say we need a media, let's say photo, and I'm going to select a single media. We're going to use it as avatar. I can go to another one. You can add enums, password, emails, JSON data, relationships. You can build relationships as well. A date, number, Boolean, rich text. So I'm going to add another one. Let's say mentor. Do we have mentor? Description, I guess. This as this description says, it's based long text is suits for a description. So I added the description as well. So I guess so. Let's add another one saying link URLs, and I'm going to click finish and going to save this collection, clicking by save. So it's, if we take a look at the terminal, it's going to create the collection for us. So yeah, it's created. So if we visit under collection types, we can see the mentors. Okay, so in here we can add a mentor. Let's add new mentors.
This
Name.
is amazing, Angela. Why didn't we implemented this earlier?
I also get
Yeah,
to know this like few.
yeah, this is amazing.
So, um, so upload assets. Let's add a picture as well. Upload assets, finish. So it's there. Description, lorem ipsum, Save. So you have to publish it, otherwise it will be in draft state. So I'm going to publish it and go back. So it's there, and add another one. Let's say Puma. Okay. Let's add another set. Finish description. Oh, I forgot to add the link URL. So this be the Litany URL. I guess you can make them required as well. I guess I haven't looked into that one. So let's save this. Okay, so okay, publish. Going back, I have two mentors. Okay, mentors. So is it public? Okay, so now I have, if I when if you can remember, when I'm going to creating a collection type, it asks me so let me show it again. It asks me a display name and the UID. So UID means will be the API endpoint. For example, I gave mentor, right? So if I called this one, the base URL and slash mentors, it should give me the mentors, but it's not going to give you. It says so I don't have access to that. So in order to get access, I'm going to visit settings and users. No, roles. You can create roles, and when you're creating users, you can invite them, and you can give them a user role as this editor, author, or something like that. Okay. So I'm going to visit roles and head over to the public section. If I okay, I should be able to see the mentors as well. I think publish. I didn't publish this mentors.
That's it.
There should be another button to publish this one as well. But let's see again. Visiting roles, public application. Let's say give this one application. Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, this one. So find means the get request, and did I said that we can use this to delete, we can create endpoints for delete, update. So basically every CRUD operation we can do it. So I'm going to give public access for this find, for this mentors API. So I'm going to save it, role editor. So if I refresh this, I'm getting the payload. So as if you can remember, I uploaded the images, right? Where are they? So they are in the public folder under uploads. And if you can remember, I uploaded only two images, right? So but there are multiple images with multiple resolutions.
Wow. This
Um, so I got the API. So from here, the part of Strapi is over. So using this API and displaying this content is not something Strapi should concern. It's something that we should be concerned, and we are the ones who are going to display this data the way we want. So yeah, and so as we so earlier, we have multiple ways to host this, and configuration, we can do a lot of configuration. And in here we went to configure functions, responses, wait, cron, I can remember, but you can change this one API mentor. So it's going to create the mentors APIs and things under the hood, and you can
It's
customize them.
so it basically it creates the, I mean, it writes the code for us, right?
Yeah, yeah, something like
Oh,
that. You
that's
can so update. So for example, some, let's say something that doesn't provided by Strapi, you can update it from the
wow.
code. So I can remember where was the installation, configuration, usage, content API. So everything is there. I'm trying to find API endpoints, and it provides the base, the what do you call, update, create, get entries. What do you call, query parameters as well. So for example, let's say call mint slash ID. It will give you things by ID, or by, I mean, there are multiple, see, API parameters. You can
Ah,
filter them, sort them,
filter.
limit them, start them, everything is there. And
Oh,
local is also there.
hmm. It
Integration.
comes
So yeah,
the
this is, mm,
it comes with the old, I mean, the standard
yeah, query
endpoint.
parameters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
So as you can see, there are a lot of options we can use to integrate this. Python, Dart, Flutter, Gatsby, Next, Next, everything is there. So yeah. So if we take a look at how to implement this in React for quick, so even so you can just use Axios or Fetch API to get the data. So rest of the things are normal as we are using a backend. So that was the quick demo. Thanks for listening. So yeah, these are the resources I use. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chandru. And it was really interesting presentation, and I love the slides as well. So, yeah, thank you very much.